Hi guys, my name is Hinder. I'm the business coach with Salon Help. Now, you may have seen my video last week, and if you haven't, you can go on YouTube and find it, and you can go on to the Facebook page, Salon Help Facebook page, and rewatch it. And you may have seen it, and you may know that I've committed to doing a video every single week. So look, here's a video that I've promised you, and it's on a subject that you have suggested, okay? Now, I'm glad it was suggested, because this subject comes up every single day, 5 times a day, on pretty much all of the hairdressing, barbering, beauty, spa forums that I ever visit. And to be honest with you, sometimes it drives me a bit crazy because it's the same problem all the time. And that problem is pricing. Now, first of all, prices in our industry are notoriously low. And I know that generally speaking, you set your prices depending on the area you're in. And yes, there will be demographics that decide that. Okay, there's no doubt about it. And there's lots and lots and lots and lots of factors that you would take into consideration when setting your prices. But first of all, I haven't visited one salon since 2012, and then you guys know I coach one-to-one, salon to salon, that couldn't put their prices up. They almost all believed they couldn't put them up, and we put them up successfully in every single salon. So, by and large, it's a bit of a myth that you can't put your prices up. How much you put them up is a whole different thing. Okay, so first of all, you can put your prices up, and you should go and have a look at how to do it. But that's not the bit that's frustrating. Look, the biggest frustrating is this. Every salon that I ever talk to, bar 1 or 2, in fairness to you, puts their prices up or bases them on the competition. Do you know how crazy that is? Do you know how crazy it is to set your prices the same or just below your competitor? Your competitor's prices are the last thing you take into consideration. After you've done everything else, it's the last thing. Not the first thing and the only thing, it's the last thing. Okay? The reason for that? Look, most salons in the UK, look, 40% of salons in the UK are either break even or making a loss. 40%. 4 out of every 10 break even or making a loss. And those salons are either just staying open, or they have someone else, usually their partner or something, paying part of the bills. Okay, it's more of a hobby than a business. You know, and lots of those businesses really don't form part of our industry at all. They're just not real. Okay, and if you're breaking even, then really you're going backwards anyway. Because if you're breaking even today, all your costs are going up all the time. Okay, so if you're breaking even today and the minimum wage goes up and the electric goes up and your water goes up and all that, so tomorrow you're making a loss. So 40%, 4 in every 10 are break even or making a loss, and in my opinion, they're just the same. Now, we've got another 20%, so this takes us up to 60%, who are making money, but they're doing it by navigating around the law. I'm not going to say illegally, but they're being very flexible about how they operate. And if they were to operate completely within the law, they would fall into the same category as the other 40%. So look, 60% of our industry, before you even start, is either operating illegally, I have said it now, or making a loss or breaking even. Now, that's 60%. So if you are going to set your prices on the salon 2 doors away, and he or she is making a loss or breaking even, and your overheads in the same street are likely to be similar, very, very similar, well, you're going to open your shop making a loss. I mean, can you hear yourself? Can you hear this, right? I'm going to set myself up against someone who's already making a loss. Certainly, there's a 6 in 10 chance that they're making a loss. So, What you do then is you not only match their prices, but you cut their prices. So if they're doing a cut and blow dry for £20, you decide that $18.95 will now get you their clients. Well, guarantee it's not going to get you their clients anyway. You know, getting £1 off isn't going to get any more clients. But you now make £1 less than they do, and they're making a loss. Okay, you've got to start thinking, guys. We've got to start thinking. So, do not match your competition until you've done everything else that you need to. Now, this is quite a big subject, and I'll probably do some kind of webinar on this in a few months' time, certainly maybe around the April time when we're looking at taxes and that sort of thing. But the first thing you've got to do when you set your prices is it's very simple in many ways. You just add up everything that you've got to spend. Doesn't matter what it is. Water, gas, electric, you know, colour tubes, telephone, PDQ terminal, everything that goes out of your business has to be added up, including a reasonable wage or reasonable drawings for you. Okay, that's the first stage. And then you work out how many hours you're going to work or be open. Okay, and then you take all your costs, divide them by 52, so that gives you a week's costs, and then you take a week's hours and you divide the hours into the costs. Now that tells you how much money you got to generate every hour. And that's straightforward, because if it comes back, let's say you're working on your own, just for the sake of this video, if it comes back that you've got to generate every hour £40, then you can't charge £10 for a haircut that takes 30 minutes because you're only going to make £20. So in your first hour, you lose £20. Okay? I mean, I can't make it any more simple on a short video. You take all your costs, you divide them by 52, you take 1 week's hours opening, you divide them into your costs. It tells you what you need to do, and this is the bad news. This tells you what to do to break even. This only tells you how to be as good as next door. Because what you really need to do is then also build in your profit. The profit that you want. The reason you open this business. The profit is the bit that you're going to use to go and invest in things. Invest in yourself. Invest in your team. Invest in your property. Open more shops. Whatever you're going to do. Without that other bit, so all you're doing is running a business for the sake of running a business. And, you know, sometimes these businesses are so small, I understand there's a lifestyle aspect, and that suits some people, but I'm talking about businesses that want to make money. You know, businesses that for me don't want me to come and help them organise their family outing. They want me to come and show them how to make a lot of money so that their family outings are really, really big. You know, you get the idea. So, you then take all those costs and your drawing for each week and the profit that you want to make. Now that really tells you how much you've got to generate every hour to have a successful business. Now, if those figures turn out to be massively higher, this is when you will check maybe the competition. If it turns out that, you know, you've got to do a cut and blow dry for £120 and your competition is £20, of course that's not going to work. So you've got two choices, or three choices perhaps. You've got to either reduce your costs, which will reduce your price. You've got to reduce the time, which will reduce the price. Or you've got to not do it. Maybe not do the service or not even open in the first place. There's no point standing there every day for 8, 10, 12 hours generating cash flow and not ending up with a big pile of cash in your bank for you and the family. Okay? So that's the biggest problem, is taking the competition. The other problem is, it's not such a big problem, but this is another problem. And it's a problem across the business. We take too much advice from staff. I know you can all go mad. You know, I'm building a team and I value their opinions and all that. Yes, yes. Let's please get them involved in your business as much as you can. But you know, some strategic things like setting your price isn't a matter of staff opinion. Okay? They won't want to put the price up because they want to make sure that their customer isn't lost, isn't offended. Okay, so they're always going to tell you, oh, we'll put up a little bit, or let's just keep it down. Your staff are not part of your decision making for pricing, and your competition is the last port of call for deciding your prices. Okay, your costs divided by your hours and your profit sets exactly what you should be charging. Okay, so do your reviews, put your prices up, do them annually. Don't be afraid to put your prices up. Don't be afraid, guys. I guarantee you put your prices up, you'll lose customers, and that's the fear. You've got to accept it. Okay, you can't go from a £10 cut to a £50 cut, that would be insane. But a £10 cut to a £12, £13, £15 cut, you're going to lose a couple of clients, you're going to create some space. So, a good time to do a price rise is when you're pretty busy. Okay, so if you're empty, putting your prices up doesn't mean it won't work. Okay, but if you put your prices up when you're empty, you've got to adjust your whole marketing because you're going after a different demographic altogether. But I can assure you, in the vast majority, and so far in every case I've been personally involved in, put your prices up means you lose a couple of clients, create some space, you get a different demographic of client, and you will increase your sales. But this is about pricing, and it's about making sure that the competition and your staff are the last two people that you get advice from on pricing. Okay, so this video is going to be published, not just this video, all my videos will be published every Monday, 12 o'clock. They'll be on the Salon Help page, and then later on onto YouTube and all the other forums, and any of the forums that actually want them. You need to message me using the link at the top of the page if you want me to pick up your subject, and I will. It will take me all year. I'm sticking to my New Year's resolution. You are going to have an information video every Monday, 12 o'clock from Salon Help. Okay, guys? Have a great day. Thanks very much.